know we're getting to the microphone. The battery, do you want to go ahead and get started? Lori and Lincoln, do you want to go ahead and start without the microphone? What do you think? I'm Susan from the chamber, by the way. Thank you so much for being here on Valentine's Day. We're going to get a microphone for the future, but why don't we just go ahead and start?
Absolutely. I have the voice of a teacher, so we can go forward. I'm Lori Helsher with Ameren, Missouri, and I'm a regional account executive for the Central Missouri area. So thank you for letting us sponsor today. I work with our largest customers, our elected officials. I also work to help bring economic development or promote our existing customers in the area. And part of what I do is work on the energy efficiency side, where we have incentive programs. And so I'd like to introduce you to Lincoln Boschert. He's based in St. Louis, but he's just going to give a 2-minute commercial on incentives that we have that might help your businesses save money. Lincoln.
Yeah, my name is Lincoln Boschert. I'm with the Ameren Biz Savers program. And we just, actually this week, we just launched our 2025 program. So we have about, so you're ready to roll. Oh, okay. But we have about $8 million worth of incentives for energy efficiency projects. So I'd encourage everybody to actually look at your facilities, anything that you have that would have an energy saving component to it that you're planning on doing. We have money available. So there's been a lot of demand for it. We didn't actually launch on January 1st. We just launched last week. So there's kind of a pent up demand and we're getting a lot of applications. So I'd encourage everybody to apply. One of the things about the program this year is you have to apply before you buy. So just keep that in mind. But we have some great incentives. They've been increased a little bit. So, you know, take advantage of the incentives now while they're available. So my role is basically to help customers, you know, identify and implement projects. So anything I can do to help. My contact information, I will have business cards. So if anybody wants to approach me, I'll be happy to give you my cards. I'm also, my contact information is on the Ameren website, which is amerenmissouri.com/get started. So we'd be happy to help you. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce myself.
Thank you, Lincoln. Oh, that is loud. And I always tell our customers, just keep in mind, anything that saves energy, that saves kilowatt hours, like heating and cooling, those kinds of things, if you're changing that out, check to see if we have incentives, because we accept lighting. That's not in here, but thank you again so much. We're going to draw for 3 door prizes, right?
I brought it.
Okay.
Lincoln, you can work together on that.
First up, we have a huge camping chair. Yeah, that's over there. Thank you. Are you sure the whole tent's not in here? Oh, it's a big one. Okay, the winner of that is Stephanie. Ooh.
Yeah,
Come on up, Stephanie. It's almost as big as you. You're welcome. Next, we have an umbrella. Greg Drake. Greg, right here. Come on up. And because it's Valentine's Day, and we hope that spring is just around the corner, we have a hyacinth that smells so good. Brad Lathan. Brad.
All right. Come up here and you see. Come on over here, guys. We'll do a group shot. We'll just all huddle up here and I'll get the logo and the. But you can't see it on the screen, just come in here. Yeah, you're good. You're good. There. And then Lori, up in there. All right. Got it. Good. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Especially
Okay, thank you. I would like to just welcome everyone here. My name is Larry. I work here with Special Olympics. Very blessed to be in this position. In the energy thing here, there's energy here today. And so we're just so excited with all of you here, and we're excited to hear about some of our neighbors here to the east here in the next little bit. So we're excited about that. But just a little bit about Special Olympics. We're the world's largest sports organization. In 172 countries, over 6 million athletes. Here in Missouri, we have 6 area offices, one in Kansas City, St. Louis, St. Joe, Cape Girardeau, Springfield, and here in Jefferson City. So we are super excited. We're a part of a larger with Special Olympics Incorporated. Unfortunately, this week I had to send some Kansas City barbecue to Special Olympics Pennsylvania. Last year we did receive some Philly cheesesteaks. They didn't send them they basically sent, we could all like a sampler size if you go to some of your restaurants. But we did it right. We sent them some Kansas City barbecue. We had a wager with Special Olympics Pennsylvania. So we're just blessed to be a part of an organization that at the end of the day shows courage for those with intellectual disabilities. And truly we are growing. We've got a lot of great things going. We most recently here, and I've touched on this and I'll touch on it again, you'll hear it. Right now, 47 of the 50 states has Special Olympics as a branch of their state activities association. And unfortunately, Missouri is one of the 3 that do not. So MSHA, Missouri State High School Activities Association, we presented to their board, their ADs. It goes on the ballot this spring, but we're super excited about that as a possibility because right now Missouri, Wisconsin, and Mississippi do not have that, but the other 47 states do. So we're excited about that. If you're looking to live longer here, anyone has their New Year's resolution, right? You volunteer, you live longer. There's research and data that supports that. We have many opportunities across the state with our thousands of athletes. And I'll leave with this statistic. Right now, 19% of those with intellectual disabilities across the nation are employed. 19%, so basically 1 in 5. But if they participate in Special Olympics, that number skyrockets to 52%. So we're really encouraging as we improve the quality of life and having productive citizens being a part of that solution, because a rising tide does lift all boats, and we are stronger together as we work for those with intellectual disabilities. So we are glad you're here. Welcome. If you have any questions, if you would like a tour when you leave here, we would love to showcase. We got a lot of our staff here as well. We got a lot of great things going. So welcome. Restrooms are through the door there to your right. If you need anything else, holler, and then we'll help you out. So welcome. Thank you again.
Thank you. Just a couple of housekeeping notes. We do, if you're joining us, we have folks joining us on Zoom, so you should be muted down. If you have questions for later on, just include those in the chat. And please don't record anything without permission. So normally we would do introductions. This is such a large crowd. I'm not sure that we should go around and do introductions for each person. I do want to recognize Ken Theroff, our chamber chair, is here. We had some new members that joined us earlier. If you were a new member, stand up and just wave so that people can, you don't have to introduce yourself or anything, but if you were here and you're a new member, that way people know to welcome you. We had in the last month are listed here on the screen. Arts and Professional Inspections, Boneham or Eye Care, Derek Thomas, Ground Control, Lawn Fertilizing, Hope Heart Healing, Kylie Beckman, Home Team, Little Leaf Essentials, Lunar IT, Midmo Legal Defense, Rick Lancaster Counseling, Spartan Services, Superior Opening, and Travis Smith. And some of those folks were the people that just stood there, but we're glad that you're here. And normally, Chamber thinks we do introductions, but in lieu of doing that, we want to hear more about this great program. So I'm going to skip that for today. We already heard from our sponsor Spotlight, and our co-sponsor is Cumulus Radio. Rochelle couldn't be here today, so we do appreciate them too, because if you are a sponsor, you know that you not only get promotion from the chamber, but you work with Rochelle, and she does a little advertising campaign for you on the radio to help promote your business. So if your business would be a great sponsor for a future Friday coffee, let us know. We'd like to entertain that idea. I'm gonna give some quick announcements about other opportunities that you can network with the chamber. Always, the Chamber Connections is the third Thursday of each month. It's February 20th from 4 to 5:30. The restaurant this month is Big Whiskey, and our sponsor is Venmo Referral Alliance. We probably have some people from Venmo Referral Alliance in the room. We appreciate them sponsoring that, with Zimmer. But you can come network, bring your business cards. It's a very informal opportunity for you to network. Different than the networking you did here, but still important. Always the third Thursday from 4 to 5:30. And then another event, high-speed networking, speed lead networking, and I see some familiar faces there that have attended this. This is a new program we started this year, and it is from 8 until 9 at Mel's, and it is just that. Limited to 30 people, and you come in the room and you exchange business cards, get to meet people, and then you draw a number, and we call your number, you get to get up and say whatever you want. Maybe you're announcing an event that your organization is having, or you want to talk about a product or a service. So it's Speed Lead. It's Wednesday, February 26th from 8 till 9. We appreciate our sponsor, Mid-America Bank, for being there. Trish is in this picture. We always have someone from the bank there to welcome our members that attend that. So if you have not taken the opportunity to attend this free event, I encourage you to do so. Another event, some of you have the flyers. It's our chamber games. This is our second annual chamber games. It's a member mixer, and it's just that. We all come together at Strikers to have a lot of fun. We have bowling teams, we have blackjack tables, we have virtual golf, the Jeff City Parks and Oak Hills, they help us run that. New this year, we have bingo. So there's lots of opportunity. We check in, you get food and a drink ticket and some raffle tickets. You can play games and maybe lose those raffle tickets, or you can hold on to those raffle tickets and have a chance to win some prizes. If your business would like to donate a prize, it's a way you can be a sponsor in kind because you provide the prize, and then we turn around and offer that as an opportunity for people to win. So it's a lot of fun. It's the Thursday, the 27th, from 4 till 7 at Strikers. We've also got some great sponsors there you can see, and we couldn't do the event like this without them. So thank you for helping us have another successful chamber days. Women's Symposium. Let's see, I could probably speak to this, but is there someone in Women's Connect, or is Renee here, or Gabe? Anyone's on this committee that wants to speak to it? Okay, I can do it. It is. Did someone say they want to? Go ahead.
Hi, Julie Allen. March 19th, Women's Symposium is going to be a great event. If you're not part of Women's Connect and you want to learn a little bit more about Women's Connect, you'll have an opportunity to join Women's Connect on the 19th. It's pretty much an all-day event, 8 to 5. There'll be plenty of opportunity for networking, but we also have.
I'm gonna take that football player to the moon.
This is the second Women's Symposium. So successful, they outgrew their location. It's going to be here. It's going to be in the multi-purpose gymnasium. So it will probably be,
Just slowly fade away.
so encourage you to be registered. All right, another fun event. Do I have a young professional in the room that wants to speak about the wine competition? Is there charity? Anybody? Okay, well, it's April 3rd, and it's actually here too. They always have a charity. This year it's the Cole County Diaper Bank, so that's bottoms up for babies. So when you come to this wine event, you're going to be supporting that great organization, the Capital City Diaper Bank. It is April 3rd at 5 till 8, and it's here, and the registration is live for that too. So know if you are attending this event, you're supporting a great cause. That is the Young Professionals signature charity event that they do each year. And then the mayor is here. Want to give an update?
Perfect, thank you. Great to see such a great crowd. I'm trying not to take too much time. There's a lot of exciting things going on in our community, of course, conference center, and you've heard about it, you'll hear about it as we move forward, but this is such an exciting project with the soccer complex. I don't want to take any of their time. Larry, thanks for hosting. I mean, this is an exciting project for this part of town. Planning and zoning heard a little housing project just up the street from this area last night, so that'll be coming to city council. So a lot of activity in this part of town, a lot of activity all across our city. We've got a great housing development proposal that will come to city council Tuesday night. Our meeting's been moved to Tuesday because of the holiday on Monday, so we're looking forward to that project. There'll be a public hearing and then hopefully go to city council vote. Got a few of our city council members here, so I'll lobby them a little bit on that exciting project, but we're very focused on the community. But for today, soccer is the key. Again, thanks for everybody that's here. Excited. We've heard a lot about the project. Hopefully you have too, but if not, you're gonna walk away with an excitement about this part of town. So thanks for all the chamber does, Gary, and your whole team, and we look forward to this program. Thanks.
And Tom, why don't you come on up? Mary, you pretty much introduced our program. This is Tom Chapman. And we're glad that you're here. We'll let you go ahead and start your program.
Hold on one second. Probably my file was a little too large, so. That was hurting your voice. I appreciate
Not excited.
Oh, God.
Okay. We're gonna walk around and give coffee refills also, so hopefully we don't disturb anybody, but. Right? From that phone coffee?
Yes.
Oh, that's my I think, make sure, is it open?
You got it.
All right.
It would have been hot.
All right.
All right.
You guys are getting your refreshments. I guess I get started. My name is Thomas Chapman. I'm the executive director of United Capital City Athletic. We are embarking on a long journey. As some of you know, this has taken about 3 years, but it's an exciting time for United Capital City Athletic. And I'm here to present Mid-America Bank Sports Complex. Our mission at UCC is to ensure all athletes have the access, ability, and opportunity to play sports. So just a little bit of a background. We used to be United Capital City, actually we used to be Capital Soccer Club. One of our presidents, former presidents, is here today. He's sitting right here, Danny Hilton. We achieved our not-for-profit status in 2007. And then, rebranded in 2016 to United Capital City Soccer Club. We had about 120 players. When I took over, we developed partnerships with local high schools and Lincoln University to utilize turf. This was major because when we did that, our player growth increased 400% since 2016 due to the use of turf in our programs and events. In 2025, we had over 600 players in our clubs and 150 players in our recreation program. That's a pretty large jump. That's kind of why we've been trying to do this sports complex for probably about 30 years. I think it's even been brought up under Denny's regime too at times, trying to get this done. So we're very, very happy about that. Our club is not just a Jeff City-based club, it's Central Missouri. We have players from all over, which include but not limited to Columbia, Ashland, Camdenton, Osage Beach, Versailles, Eugene, California, Columbia, and Jefferson City. We even have some high school kids that come from Kirksville, of all places, to be a part of our high school academy.
So it's a really cool, thing we're developing here. It's on February 3rd of 2025 in preparation of the new complex. We did rebrand again to United Capital City Athletics. We'll get into that flexibility, with that name change. The soccer club will be a division under United Capital City Athletic going forward. So this is the general plan of what we're doing. As some of you may know, and some of you probably don't, I do a lot, not only on the soccer area, but I do a lot in the baseball area as well throughout the state. I actually site direct for Greater Midwest Baseball in St. Louis. I go down to Branson, other places. And when we thought about this, and I do appreciate the 3-year delay because it's allowed us to expand and enhance what we were doing to more serve the community. And so what started out as just a soccer complex has turned into a multi-purpose facility in which we can give back to our community, not only have a home for us, but also give back to the community. So as you see here, this is a quad. But inside the quad, as I visited various other sports complexes, they had the flexibility to do many different types of sports, which is kind of the new trend now. And so when you go to like someplace like Creve Coeur or other places, you see all these lines on their fields. I mean, you don't even know what you're playing on half the time. It's just kind of nuts. And so what we looked at was, how can we provide flexibility? How can we also be able to designate what we're doing, what event we're performing on for that specific event? So what kind of field lines we have. And so we did a lot of research and we found out that there are GPS guided robots called turf tanks or tiny robots that go out and paint specific lines for specific sports. They do logos, names, everything else. And so as I got into this and as we started to expand, I started to think about Special Olympics and JC Parks and everything else we do as a community, and kind of got into this thing where we don't have lines on our turf. Everything we do will be used by a GPS guided turf tank, which for each event will put lines for that specific event. Whether in soccer, it's 11v11, or smaller sided games like 77 and 99. I know I'm talking foreign here to a lot of you, but it allows us some flexibility to play different things on there. It also allows us to take the paint off and put baseball down. It allows us to put softball down. It allows us to even put football down. Whatever sport that we want to play on this, we can play. And that's the beauty of it. So with this quad, every corner here, as you see, you'll see the paint lines is a baseball diamond. So you see four total fields. One of the reasons why we did this as well is when you go to like a recreational conference and things like that, the first thing they ask, and I'm sure Drake can admit to this, the first thing they ask, do you have turf? If you don't have turf, they don't talk to you. And so that was one of the things that I wanted to help develop with JC Parks and stuff and people like that, where we can play off a turf complex so that they can utilize their fields as well. Once again, it's all about community. It's all about ways that we can come together to give kids opportunities to play sports. So you got parking here. Obviously, Special Olympics is here. We'll get into this right now. This is our pavilion area, which I'll show you guys. Okay, our pavilion consists of one main building. This building right here will house basically office space, our main concession, bathrooms. The pavilion is in the middle, about 5,500 square feet, which I'll show you here in a minute. And then bathrooms on the other side. That's one thing I noticed when I go around to all these other sports complexes. They don't have bathrooms on one side. I mean, you can go to Lufew's soccer complex and it has bathrooms on one side and that's it. You've got like 4 toilets and that's it. And the rest are porta potties. That's just not enough. But when you have, 7,000 to 8,000 people in. So here is kind of a sketch of what it looks like. We have a training space. We have an office. We have a board meeting referee room, bathrooms, concession area here, and then bathrooms again. Over here, we have more retail space and bathrooms. And then this 5,500 square foot area for our pavilion. So what are we going to have? What is UCC Athletic going to bring? We're going to bring 40 plus events to Jefferson City throughout 2026 and every year after that. Just so many of you know, in October, we plan to have this done. We will have 8 events that happen. The first one is going to be October, I can't remember the date, but it's, I think, 1st through 3rd. That will be Challenger. That's about 150 plus teams coming into our area. That's going to be probably the equivalent of about 7,000 to 8,000 people coming into Jefferson City that weekend. But what we have on our slate for 2026, we have 2 tournaments from GSI and Mike Cleary out of Kansas City. 2 from Challenger tournaments, John Collette in Kansas City as well. 3 tournaments from Franco Cardenudo, from Tournament Guru, out of St. Louis. We also have a regional tournament that's coming in, 3 of them actually, from SBD Kings Hammer, Brent Paulson out of Ohio. They're coming in as well. And then we have our 2 tournaments. We have, as many of you know, we had a Honda Capital Cup at 179 Soccer Complex this last fall. And then in this spring, we're gonna have the Magnolia Cup. Don't ask me how we came up with Magnolia, ask Sam. So, but anyway, we have so much support from our state. Missouri Youth Soccer Association has actually agreed to bring to us President's Cup, which is 80 out-of-town teams coming in to play 11v11 soccer. It's U13 and above. And so they will be in twice a year as well. And then we'll have 10 to 15 weekends of league play. Once again, we do have our new program with JC Parks, our recreation league there. We are developing the Central Missouri Development League. And then we also have another league called Mid-American Development League, which is a MISA league that is the meet in the middle process. So what we're seeing more and more is Kansas City and St. Louis don't want to go across the state to play each other, or Springfield. Everybody is coming to the middle now. And that's what makes this so exciting, because they're going to be utilizing our complex. So we will have league play 15 weekends out of the year for that as well. We do have some smaller sided games, which some of you may have seen already. Frozone, which we just had this December. We have a new one called Air Pitch coming, and that is actually something that I've been talking to Special Olympics about. It actually has boundaries, blow-up boundaries that come out for each field, and you play inside those boundaries. The ball never goes out of play. It's one of the things we saw at the coaches convention in Chicago this last January. So they're bringing a tournament as well. And then we have a couple other ones. We're also going to do a showcase tournament, 2 of them with Lincoln University and Sammy Samuels. So that is soccer. That's just one side of it. The other side is baseball. Greater Midwest Baseball and Eric Cooper are going to bring 4 USSSA, Wally Fortuna 2, and then some softball as well. And then we'll have our 3 UCC athletic events. So that is the baseball, softball side. So what is the economic impact of this for Jefferson City? I mean, that is the biggest thing that we're looking at. That's the way we give back. And when you look at the economic impact of just soccer alone, it's $40 million. We're talking about 150 plus teams coming in for about 15 events. Soccer leagues are about 3.5 million, and then baseball and softball are about 9 million. So that's about $60 million of economic impact for the city and the county. So we do have some special partners, and I want to make sure that I mention them. Obviously, our neighbor, Special Olympics of Missouri, JC Parks. We continue to build that relationship and that partnership through our soccer programs together. We're going to have camps as well, and so that's a very, very exciting as well. And also, what I didn't mention on the community side was our overflow. Like, these 4 fields are not going to be able to keep all the teams in one spot. So one of the things we wanted to do was include our community and our public schools, our high schools and all that stuff, to make sure that they get something out of this. They have been so good to us for all these years, taking care of us. They're one of the reasons why we've grown the way we have. JC Public Schools, Lincoln University has been pivotal there, as well as Elias Catholic. So what did we want to do community-wise? We wanted to give back. So a lot of this overflow will go to them. They'll get rental income. They'll also be able to use their boosters to make more money off of concessions and things like that. So they will be constantly, we do have an events committee that's been set up. We meet about once a month, and they get to pick the weekends that they're available to be a host of these events. So that's one way to give back, and that's what we're trying to do. So special thanks to our partners. So just some of the design here of what we kind of built this off of. What we're seeing now in the public when we go to some of these sports complexes are little mini cities surrounding a sports complex. So this first one right here is actually in Olathe, Kansas. It's called Garmin Soccer Complex. And what you have here is you have soccer, but here you have hotels. In the parking lot, you have hotels, retail, everything else. You do not have to leave the complex if you don't want to. You have everything right there. There's 3 hotels there. There's one across the street as well. You just walk out the door and go to your games. That is kind of what we've kind of envisioned with our stuff, with the retail going around it. And then allowing the people that want to, what we're trying to do is control traffic. We know how it is in Jeff City when there's too much traffic. This one right here, this is Bettendorf, Iowa. And you might think, Bettendorf, Iowa. Well, that's what I said when I first went. I was like, where is that? Well, that is actually 20 minutes outside of Bettendorf, Iowa is this complex. This is a $50 million indoor facility. These are the baseball diamonds. What they have done was they've taken their baseball diamonds and they have put 11v11 in their outfields. In here, all the way through here. So they have learned how to utilize their indoor complex, which is ridiculous. It has an 11v11 field. It has 2 athletic fitness areas. It has 36 bowling lanes. It has 2 arcades. It's the nuttiest thing I've ever seen. And they're actually getting ready to build another one. But around here is all the retail and hotels. So they're able to pull people. You can either stay 20 minutes in the city of Bettendorf, or you can stay at this location. And that's what makes these complexes so unique, is the ability to have like a little mini city that doesn't like take up all the traffic and cause all the problems. So this is a sketch done by Scott Lathan. It is not perfect by any means, but what we wanted to do is give people an idea of what this could look like down the road. And so here are our 4 fields, parking. Here's our offices and pavilion. Now, some people might say, well, why is your office not in the middle of your fields? Well, that's because over the last 3 years, this has turned into more of a campus. A campus was shared with Special Olympics and everything else so that their athletes can utilize it as well. And so that's what's important here. We're not just serving ours, we're serving adaptive players as well as our players. So it's really truly the way we want it to be. We also have all of this. A lot of this is in here. It's all speculative, but that's what is supposed to go in around it to some degree. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to control, how many people, where they enter the city, where they're at, make sure that we can, keep people here. Because I know how it gets with people in this town where you want to go eat and you can't get in. I mean, I had that problem too. Because we're talking about 7,000 to 9,000 people coming in. And so having this off of 54 away from everything, it still allows people to come into the city, but it keeps it sheltered away from everything. So. And that's it. The other thing I want to say real quick, and I didn't say this at the beginning, but I have some people to thank in this process. Number one, I want to thank Kyle Berenson and the farmers companies for making this happen. Without a land donation, we would never be able to do this. I want to thank Brian McMillan, who did all the civil design work at Bartlett and West. I guess CMPS and then Bartlett and West. So I definitely appreciate him. He's done like 3 or 4 renditions of this. And so we finally settled on this one, which is great. Also want to thank the city. I want to thank Mayor Fitzwater. I want to thank everybody there, the city council, for believing in us. Also our county commissioners. None of this could be done without you guys. And then also JC Regional Economic Partnership and Luke Holschneider for participating as well. Everybody has had a key component to this as we have, once again, it's been a long 3 years. I'm very, very excited. I cannot wait. And I will not admit that I fell down the hill putting the sign up yesterday. Brad's the only one that saw that. So, but anyway, are there any questions? Sure.
Okay, so I have no idea. What do you mean by turf? Is that like actual grass or is that artificial turf?
Talking artificial turf.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that we get into when we talk about sports complexes now is the people coming in, the subcontracted people coming in to bring the events in, they will not come unless you have turf. It's very difficult to get them to come in. Yes.
Want to tell everyone about the special type of turf that you're doing?
Yeah, we're still kind of going back and forth on that, but there's a couple of different types of turf that we're looking at. One is regular, but it would have a cooling mechanism in it that we can put down to keep it cool. Another one is called Brockville, which I guess Sam can probably tell you a little bit more about that. But that is a wood-based chip that does not heat up. It actually keeps the turf about 40 to 50 degrees cooler in the summertime. It's kind of a different concept. The one thing that we did find out about that was it does freeze. And when it freezes and you slide on it, it feels like nails going through your skin. So as some of them are figuring that out, but we are still trying to debate on which way we're going with that. We're also going to have special lighting as well, which is important. So that will just, keep all the rays from going every which way from people behind us or in front of us from having any light issues as well. So.
And you said that this complex will be completed by October?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And the other people, I want to make sure I say this, our general contractors start construction. They are responsible for this, Nick back there. So, actually his dad is running it, James Stark. So he is the general contractor on this project.
Jackie, you have a question?
I love that you had Lincoln University up there because bringing soccer back, because we had it before. But I think that would definitely have, a great impact on recruitment as well as, that is great. I'm not sure where that's gonna be and I don't need the details of it. But soccer is pretty big. We did have it at Lincoln many, many years ago.
Yeah.
We're bringing it back now and allowing this partnership to get their facilities where they may be or use those. I just think that partnership and with JC and with Alliance and with, I just feel like you've got to keep partners because at one point soccer was not always viewed as more competition to football than anything. And so I commend the entire team because this is economic development in the purest sense. It took a long time to get here, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, exactly. And Lincoln University plays a very pivotal role in this, with our Parks and Rec program. The Lincoln, players come out and participate with our youth. They help train, they do those things. We do that 4 times a year. It allows them to get a little bit of money. It allows them to have money for college and things like that, but really, what I saw with our rec program was a need for us to train kids to be able for them to have a foundation, not just, getting out and just kicking the ball and not knowing what they're doing, to actually get out and play small-sided games and learn how to play the game the right way, without mom and dad kicking the ball around. I think that's great. So, yeah, Lincoln is going to play a very big role in this. Sammy Samuels, obviously is a wonderful coach. He did amazing things in the GLBC this year as a first-year coach. And so one of the toughest conferences in America. So especially at the D2 level. So hats off to him, without a doubt. And so, yeah, absolutely. Yes, that's right.
What is the impact to the jobs and types of jobs?
Well, types of jobs, it's going to be basically what we have in our operations and things like that. We will have some concession work, things of that nature. Concession kind of takes a little bit of a turn here as things pick up with sponsorships and donations and things like that. But there will be plenty of jobs, especially for kids. We will be employing anybody from basically 16 years of age up for the most part. And they will be able to work events. They'll be able to work at night. We will have, 600 to 800 kids out there pretty much every night practicing. That's important too, to have that out there. So yeah, that's kind of what we've got.
Priority on the hotel bookings.
Oh, who gets priority? Well, we're finding that out very, very interestingly. As we get into these subcontracted entities, they like to use their own firms. We do have something set up with CVB in which we will be utilizing that when we do our own stuff, as well as any of the other entities that want us to do it for them. But what we're finding out with some of these larger ones is they already have contracts in place for hotels. So they are starting to make contact with hotels right now, so. And I obviously want to say one more thing before I do. I forgot one person in here who was very, very pivotal, and that is Mid-America Bank and Carl Schweizer. I forgot about that, so I apologize. But he is very important to this building, this project. They were the first ones to support us and believe in this project, so I really, really appreciate that. Question?
I actually had a statement, which I think it's gonna say within itself as an athletic family, is actually gonna bring a lot of opportunity for soccer players to be seen and kind of have the opportunity to go to the next level, but also just enhance their ability. But most importantly for us sports moms is I want to know what type of food you're gonna have.
I will let that out.
Okay, you got me at a soccer complex for a long time. I'm gonna be hungry. I want some food.
Exactly. I think that's the one thing that I did not hit on here is our families in our club, our 600+ families, all they do is travel. And I think that is the one thing that we can give back. Even baseball, all you do is travel. I mean, we don't have a lot in which we can stay at home. And having this turf will allow our parents to stay at home. Having these events will allow our kids to get more touches, more playing time, because they're at home, not spending $700-800 every weekend for hotels and food and everything else and entertainment. So we'll get to stay home. And you know, it's funny because we actually had some teams come in from the Honda Capital Cup from Kansas City and St. Louis, actually more from St. Louis and Springfield, but they're like, man, it's so nice to travel. We haven't traveled in years. Now you see our parents and they're like, we're tired of traveling. So I think it's good for everybody, and this whole meet in the middle process that we're seeing with soccer and basically all sports is gonna pay dividends for this city and this county, so. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you. Oh, one more thing. You know, I keep thinking as I go through this, I keep forgetting, I need to have it all written down, but I do need to thank CVB as well, and Diane Gillespie. She has been with us every step of the way as well. As we get into this, there's so many people that have a part of this, that it's hard to remember everybody. And so when I look around and I see people, I'm like, oh, it's them, it's them, it's them. But I really appreciate everybody in this community getting behind this project. We are so excited to get started and we can't wait. So thank you.
Well, we'll just go ahead and, we don't need to bring up the other PowerPoint. That's fine. We're pretty much done with our part. Does anybody have any announcements that they would like to make about their business? We have 2 minutes or a minute. Member announcements. Nobody? Okay.
Evening Rotary's got an Uno tournament coming up March 1st. I've got some $15 tickets. You get chili dogs and a chance for a $100 prize. March 1st, 6 p.m. Uno tournament.
Anybody else?
February 24th from 6 to 8 at Las Crojas on West Edgewood. I'm having an event for my fourth ward campaign, so come out.
Susan?
So Susan with Habitat for Humanity, we have a Women Build Women Week coming up the first week of March. We're looking for volunteers and sponsors. So the construction field can be a little bit intimidating sometimes for women, and we want to break that down because women should help build our community figuratively and literally. So join us the first week of February.
I'm sorry, when was that?
First week.
My name's.
First week of March.
It's March.
If you any special issues, new office on High Street now, right across from the courthouse. Google the website, send us an email, give us a phone call. I'm gonna be standing by the coffee after this again, so you don't talk.
Anybody else?
If we have any newbies here to Special Olympics and you'd like to see the building,
I will be here to give a tour if you'd like.
Anybody else get us? Parks, Ashley, you have any announcements? Any parks?
Spring summer program guide is out and about. Find it in community centers and all the parks facilities and probably in your students' backpack this week. So we're excited for spring summer. It's cold now, but it's gonna be a great.
Have you heard from the city county? Does it county, Jeff, do you have anything you want to? Nope. I don't know. Oh,
Oh, wait, there's one more here.
oh,
wait.
Oh, we've got spring, at Salvation Army, we are doing a spring trivia on Friday, March 28th, and we are still looking for participants that like to do trivia. So if you're interested in trivia, I've got little flyers, so thank you.
Susan, we're almost booked for our women's symposium, so we would love, and Gate Suggett is our leader in this. We want to, she just retired from being president. We want to send her out and with a bang. So we want to pack the house. We got about, I'm guessing about 50 seats still out there. So when you leave here, go online and sign up for the women's symposium. And Gary, we have some men that will be there. Gary's gonna be a bartender, right? And Ken Therapist is gonna be, they're gonna need some company. So men are welcome to attend, and we would love for people when you come. There's not a lot of parking out there, so if you're coming at a group, this carpool, save us some space. So we want to pack it, we want to say sold out as soon as possible. So please go online, ladies and men, so we can make this symposium, which is going to be an annual event. And if you're not in Women's Connect, we want you to join that as well, and that's for women, not for men. We don't want to mess up the name. And then you can also get a discount if you sign up for the symposium and for Women's Connect. And so we want to have sold out really soon, so we can say thank you to Gabe for 2 years of successful Women's Symposium.
good. Thanks. With that, Tom, I want to thank you again. I think we were supposed to have a groundbreaking, but the weather didn't cooperate with us, so I know you'll be announcing that soon, the opportunity to celebrate. It'll be right over here, I'm guessing, right? So one of the reasons we wanted to meet here, so you can kind of get your bearings and see where this wonderful complex is going to be. But also, I mean, we needed the space, so Dr. Lithicum, thank you for hosting us, and we certainly could not have done this at the chamber. And I think Ken, you had the idea. I think Ken said, Susan, Gary, I think we need to move this Friday coffee. I don't think we're gonna fit in the chamber boardroom, and he was right. So, yeah, great idea. Thank you, and a great program. That, we'll call it. Gary, did you have anything you wanted to add? Okay, good. Thanks for being here.
Where's Friday coffee next month?
At the chamber. Yeah, there's donuts and coffee, so you go that way on the way out, please make it a sweet treat to go with you.